Hello, and welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Kellie de Leon with Treasure Data, and we are partnering with CDO Magazine, MIT CDO IQ, and the International Society of Chief Data Officers in a series of interviews. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Meethun Panda, a principal at the Boston Consulting Group. Welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. Pleasure to be here.
I want to talk about some kind of trending topics now. Data lakes and data clean rooms are certainly trending topics that we see a lot in our space recently. Just wondering if you can kind of cut through the hype for the listeners here and talk about what you're most excited about in terms of data innovation. How can data leaders be exploiting sort of the latest and greatest trends to their benefit?
Sure. In my opinion, and based on what I have seen over the last 5-7 years, data innovation will continue to happen in few areas, right? We have witnessed recent advancement in AI and ML. Innovation will continue to happen in this area. We will see more sophisticated models and an increased adoption on AI-powered solutions. We will start to see adoption on generative AI use cases, which has created a revolution in the last few months. Another area that I think of where the innovations will continue to happen is data as a service, which includes data access, data integrations, and data sharing. And as the organizations have to keep up with their innovations, to support these organizations must find ways to address and improve their data governance maturity. Now, what it means for the data leaders and the executives. They should embrace the innovations and leverage cutting-edge technologies because technology is an enabler. And this way, they can enable various use cases faster. That includes adoption on AI/ML powered services, multi-cloud strategy, and modern data architecture to support their data lifecycle. They also need to ensure that the team is agile driven, and they must ensure that they are creating a platform which is conducive for experimentation. This is all I would say. I'm really excited about the data innovations in 2023 and beyond.
It's an exciting time to be working in data and technology, that's for
sure. Exactly.
So innovation through technology is at the heart of lots of the growth that Silicon Valley has, experienced over the last decade. And it's produced unprecedented advances in, the technology that's available to us and so many of the things that are driving digital transformation. Now, as we're kind of entering this time that is it's a different economic environment where, many businesses are facing some challenging circumstances. Efficiency is a really important value. And there's this need to sort of balance innovation and efficiency, as kind of what is the top priority for companies. And so, I'm wondering how you would counsel an enterprise to think about continuing to be innovating while also thinking about, value and efficiency.
Yeah, it's another great question that you asked. And this is where the role of the C-suite executives or the leaders come into picture. And I would say executives must take a strategic approach, which has an optimal balance between efficiency and innovations. But most importantly, don't overlook your customers. You have to look at your end consumers. You have to understand what your customer wants, how you can bring more customers into your brand, right? Where you need to invest, and how innovations will drive the most value, not only for your customer, but also for you as an organization. I think that is the mantra, customer centric would be the key. So technology leaders play a very critical role here, and they must create a culture that favors experimentations to get innovations going, and that is conducive to creativity. This is where the value will come from, as you look ahead, 1 year or 2 years or few years down the line. It's all about culture. It's all about the platform that you are setting up and where the innovations and the experimentations will continue to happen. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That customer centricity is key and kind of leads into the next question that I wanted to talk about. I know you advise clients really across a wide variety of industries, everything from banking and retail to healthcare and consumer packaged goods. Many of these industries have these really large, legacy enterprises and brands that are really well known, and they have been, challenged by some disruptive startups, sometimes because these startups have had maybe a different lens on that customer centricity, maybe something else. But I'm wondering how you advise maybe some more well-established legacy companies how to sort of navigate the challenges of all of this innovation and remain competitive.
Yeah. I would say when you look at mid to large scale companies, they're too big to change because it has built a culture which is unique to them, and that is built over a period. It's not just the culture is being set up in a year or last couple of years. No, the culture is unique to every firms. But large companies, they're too big to change. That means it's going to be a journey and shift in culture and the mindset as you embed innovations in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You have to embrace technology adoption. Tech will remain a key enabler doing so. So that means for you as a technology leader, you have to foster a culture of innovations where experimentation is encouraged, failures are not criticized, embrace the change and be open to new ideas. And overall, I mean, irrespective of whether you're large or mid-sized firms, you must find ways to improve your product and services through innovations. This is a competitive market, and you want to remain competitive, then you have to adopt innovations. You have to create that platform and opportunity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we've talked a lot in our time together about the value of digital transformation and technology innovation. So many opportunities, whether those are better insights, whether those are, the ability to save money, drive efficiency, grow revenue. There's so many different opportunities that can come through from digital transformation. But as we were just touching on, at the end of the day, customer centricity is so important, and that customer experience is going to be, I think, in many ways, what separates the winners and losers in the years to come, and differentiates between companies and brands. So I want to end on just talking about how can digital transformation, technology, into innovation help companies really deliver more value to consumers? So not value to the enterprise, but what are those ways that tech innovation really drives value to that end customer and is the ultimate expression of customer centricity?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to. I'd first, start answering by looking myself as a customer, what I need, what do I want, and it will vary from person to person. But there are certain key dimensions that every customer would like to expect from a particular product. And what are those? Quality. Am I getting a high quality and reliable product or service? Am I getting good value, compared to my WTP, willingness to pay? Is the product easy to use? The convenience. Is it tailored to my specific needs and preferences, which is personalization? And also, I'm concerned about the environment. Is the product sustainable? Which is not impacting the environment. I'm not going to use the product, which is not sustainable. So there can be so many, and that is why you have to know your customer, and your customer segment will provide that answers. And what that means for the organization is, as in your digital transformation journey, you have to bring your customer along with along their innovation efforts by reaching them earlier. You have to reach your customer as early as possible. Collect the key inputs, right, and processing it at the early stage of your product development. That would be key. This way, it will enable organizations to roll out products and services very quickly. And most importantly, it will minimize the risk that the products will underperform. But as I mentioned, and let me reiterate, the invest in tech innovations will be key to achieve competitive advantage for organizations and deliver more value to the consumers.
Thank you so much. I feel like we got so much of your wisdom and your experience and your perspective. What a valuable conversation. And I'm so happy that we could connect today. So thank you so much for joining me for this conversation today. And I hope everyone who's watching this will visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews with lots of great information just like this one.
Thank you, Kelly. It was really a pleasure speaking to you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You too.